You guys want to recap what happened last time?
We went to the D&D DMV to get a license for liquor.
Nearly started a race riot.
And then...
I think we just did that as a distraction, though. Just to get through the line.
Yeah.
Because we're nice people.
Because the line was really long.
You were trying to use
Just
your
like real life,
service
starting
animal.
race wars just to get through a line.
Yeah,
At the DMV.
I was trying to use my service animal to get to the front of the line and it didn't work. And then the brutality against an armed race.
Unarmored? I mean, seriously, I'm not much better than a civilian.
Started a minor race riot. Got moved to the front of the line, got our liquor license. Realized we needed to get dishes to actually serve the alcohol, so we found the most desperate bartenders we could possibly find. And then I wingmanned it up, and our orc got laid a couple of times so that we had enough glassware in order to sell our liquor. Then we went to the expensive part of town, and we sold stuff because it is limited edition, one-time only rare beer. Sold all of it for about $1,000 for each person, and now we are on our way to go and reload.
Cool. Have you left the town yet?
Not yet.
I need some paint.
Paint?
Paint. And possibly some rocks and or just regular glitter. The closest thing I can get to an inflatable arm flailing tube man.
And I need to find several casks of dwarven beer.
Both of you make intelligence checks.
Oh god.
Or you can also make a charisma check if you fail.
Alright, try for the intelligence.
Am I with you guys?
Oh sweet Jesus, 15.
17.
Jesus. You negative.
I know my alcohol.
That you do. You find a cask of dwarven beer? Ale? What'd you say?
Beer.
Beer. Cool.
Various casks of dwarven beer, different styles if I can. Maybe a stout, maybe a porter, maybe an ale.
You find the one small vendor in this human town that sells dwarven beer.
Perfect.
How many casks do you want to get?
Come on.
They're going to be about 100 gold per piece. Per piece.
How big's the wagon?
Wagon can hold about 10 cats total, assuming people are walking.
Can I use a knowledge history check to see if gnomes are likely to be party animals of the kind that would distill their own brews?
Sure.
If this
27.
Holy crap.
Jesus Christ.
It was a nat 20, by the way.
If dwarves are today's Germans, gnomes are today's Frenchmen. AKA,
And cognac, probably.
not needed fancy. And it's really just the same as everything else you drink. Unless you're in the know. On the Arts and Crafts project, you found everything you needed for 50 gold.
I also want to get some like little treats for horses and the dog.
Make another intelligence check.
7.
You find the grocery store.
I'm going to go to the customer service department. Ask them if they could spare a moment to escort me to the location of dog and horse treats.
The customer service department is not going to be invented for another few hundred years in this timeline. And even if it did, the answer would still be no. Because you're not old looking.
I unbutton a shirt.
A shirt, not even the one you're wearing.
Just one of them. Just one of the shirts that I have.
You pull a shirt out of your bag and then start unbuttoning it. The customer service person who does not exist yet looks confused. Starts questioning their own existence and then realizing it's not there. And then they cease to be. This gets you nowhere.
I'm gonna look for signs.
For
Treats.
You don't see anything labeled treats.
What the fuck kind of grocery store is this? It's usually a pet aisle. Got treats.
I would like to wander in as well to the general store and let's see what the badgers like to eat.
I'm gonna take a moment to ramp up my disability look with my service dog to see if that attracts any assistance.
Make a charisma check. You can advantage this if you're using this guy's kit, which you probably are.
19.
Go from looking able-bodied to barely able-bodied.
Welcome to the club.
Like a club card-carrying member, people will help you out the wazoo.
Yes!
What do you need help with?
I just need to locate dog treats and horse treats for training purposes.
One of the person who is so eager to help you because they're doing a good deed and they're going to get in good favor with their deity of their choice.
And a merit badge.
Oh, shit.
Yes, and a merit badge. But they already have it, so they're just getting a gold palm on top of it. Goes escorts you over to the butcher and asks for any scraps in the back. He gives you a bunch of scraps for training purposes.
Apparently you have them.
Are
Cannibal
horses
horses.
carnivorous?
You know they serve horse meat here, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, they reply. I misheard you. Here's treats for your dog, and I guess I can find some produce in the back for your horse. Yes. They look embarrassed and walk to the back and give you some carrots.
I prefer cannibal horses.
I thank them. I'm going to bag my stuff. I'm going to get safely to the wagon before I stop ramping up my disability.
Make the dexterity check.
Oh, fuck. 14.
You don't get very far before the next person stops and asks you if they can help you. Their kid wants to know if they can pet the dog.
You can pet my dog, but then we have to go.
The kid pets the dog, and the adult wants to ask if they can help you carry anything out to your wagon.
Can I start some shit?
I can.
Of course. What do you want to start?
I can make it. My champion's waiting for me outside.
Just I don't know. It was a random thought, but if it was a real service dog, you wouldn't have let them pet it, faker.
Look, I just want these bitches to let me finish shopping so I can get out to my cart and make some cash money, alright?
They leave you alone, feeling slightly better about themselves and their life decisions. Make another dexterity check.
5.
Another couple comes up and asks if they can help you with anything.
No, thank you. I'm kind of in a rush. Unfortunately, my disability causes me to have some digestive issues, and I need to go.
Make a charisma check.
Fuck! 8!
They don't hear that it's just digestive issues. They just assume it's part of your disability in general. And they want to chat it up with you to feel good about themselves and make you feel good about yourselves.
So, if I can mimic a speech, can I also mimic the sounds of my stomach before it explodes into a spray of diarrhea?
Make a charisma check.
Please stop fucking me over. 12.
The particular person helping you is part of the Bard College in town and loves to teach in the summer as one of his favorite subjects, ventriloquism. He sees through your lips moving barely and the definitely guttural sounds of your throat and not your actual gut coming out, and is not fooled by this display. However, he takes the hint and leaves you alone. Make a perception check.
That's not good. Oh, I got an at 20. Thank you, Jesus.
You hear the words, jackass, muttered underneath his breath as he walks away. You've made it to the checkout, you're back at the wagon.
I'm going to send that guy a message and tell him, nice ass.
He doesn't know where it's coming from. You can tell he's trying to keep it together, but he's definitely bodily spooked. Molly, do you want to do anything during this time?
No. I was just really trying to keep an eye on this half elf that seems to be hiding some stuff. So I'm just gonna follow her out. Go to the wagon.
Keep calling me her.
I'm sorry. I am looking at a female human here.
Make a stealth check, Molly.
It's that elven thing.
Make a stealth check.
Okay.
What? I'm an orc. I can say it.
Okay. Alright, so I rolled a 16. I have a 24. Math.
Make a perception check. Tell me if you beat a 24 or not.
No. You could have just said, can you beat a 24? And I could have said no.
Okay.
Not even on a nat 20 can I beat a 24.
Well, you can get a nat 20 and that trumps up. Because nats are busted in my game. Anyway, you successfully stalk this person the entire way through. You hear everything that is said except for that jackass comment made by that guy's breath. Because you're too far for that. But yeah, everything else, you are successfully watching this.
By judging the contents of the wagon, can I ask, does my character realize what is going to happen again?
Honestly, you probably already know what's going to happen, because I don't think we were quiet about planning this.
Yes, you know what's going to happen. They're very open about it. They don't seem to be hiding anything from you. They are looking like all halflings from the orphanage are the same and interchangeable. And...
Hey, we were just as racist about the orcs, man.
I mean,
It doesn't make it right, but it's true.
You're in the puntable size category, so I mean...
I mean, if you have multiple kegs in a cart of beer and you're one person, you're probably going to open up a shop. That's just intuition at that point.
Oh, what would be the
Unless
cost
you're
of...
him, because a character, he was lured to a bar with flashing neon lights. Free beer here.
Yes, you walked out with many, many handfuls of beer, not 6 kegs.
What would be the cost of very fancy clothes in half elf and orc size?
Define very fancy. Who are you trying to impress, I should say?
Everybody.
Everybody, including the king and queen?
Do they live in this town?
Oh, yeah. It's the big human capital. You're trying to impress everybody, including them. If you have to ask, you can't afford it. And you can't afford it, I can tell you that right now. So depending on how high up the social ladder you want to impress people.
How about it's fancy looking, but is also fit for battle?
Fit for what?
Battle.
Fancy armor.
Preferably with a little bit of a flame retardant.
Ah, yes, we'll break out the asbestos clothing.
Don't you have some fancy armor from the five heads?
No.
No,
I don't wear
was
armor.
me. Oh, God.
That was a sword.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say 500 to 800 is the price range for that.
What about the next step down?
Next step down would be stuff that nobles would look poorly upon, but common folk would be like, that's fancy.
I'm a noble.
So that would be in the 300 to 500 range.
Okay. Take those.
How much do you want to spend on it?
I'll do the 500.
Okay. Minus 500 from your thing. You have a very nice looking armor that is a little bit of flame resistance. So you do anything else before we head out? I'll let him.
Nah.
Do anything else before we head out, Molly?
No, I'm just gonna follow these guys.